Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Afi and I'm back again with another video. That's a hi from me and the birds. I don't know if you can hear, there's so much noise happening around here now. There's like a pump pumping water, there's birds deciding to chirp at this moment. So, I'm sorry for all the background noises. I'm trying to get a nice microphone and then hopefully all the disturbances will be eliminated. Hopefully. So, today's video is a November recap for sure. Like it's that time of the month. It's interesting how fast November has gone. Like I feel like it's flown by so freaking fast, but then it's also moved so slowly. So it's just one of those months that I'm like back and forth, back and forth. Like I'm not too sure like where my head is at, but I think it's a really good month. To recap, just because there was so much that I learned this month about myself, about how I deal with stuff, which has been something that I have tried to be consistent with, is just talking about the lessons that I've learned and how I've learned them and stuff like that. And I think this year, more than any year, I've been very intentional in that and more like just paying attention to what's happening in my life, what's happening in my surroundings. Like if I'm feeling something, then I have to be like, I have to stop myself and be like, why are you feeling like this? Like what is the root of this issue? So anyway, yeah, so this is a November recap. I hope you enjoy these recaps. I love doing them, to be honest. I think it just puts me in a better place to start the new month, which is something that I like very much. I think it helps me plan so much better. It helps me just get my head in a good place, and also keep stock of what's happening in my life and stuff like that. So anyway, that was a very long intro about what this video is going to be about, but I don't think this video is going to be very long. It's probably going to be quite a short video just because I'm still trying to figure out my thoughts as well. Like there's so much that I'm still trying to figure out, even as we're in like at the end of November and going into December, because December is just one of those months that's like it's either gonna go extremely fast or extremely slowly, and either way it will be over and we're gonna be in 2021. And I think there's this assumption that like when the new year comes everything will be fine, but it's not like the new year actually changes that much. Like not much. Like I mean, if it's the coronavirus, we're still going to have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where November has been interesting and I'm doing this because I need to keep stock for December. So anyway, I first of all decided to do this thing where like I think I'm gonna name the video Escapism. And I got the definition of escapism from the internet just because it's something that I think I have like coming to the end of the month, and I just started a prayer condition a few days ago. Actually I think it's like about like 4 or 5 days ago. I just started like a prayer condition. And the thing with starting prayer conditions is I think during those times is when I feel like God truly speaks to me. God really opens my eyes to stuff, and it's really good. Like I love it. I love the fact that whenever I do these conditions, I feel very, very close to God. Like I 100% recommend people doing conditions like prayer and just different stuff. Like if it's fasting, if it's I talk about, I think, is it make room? I can't remember. There's a Bible plan I talk about, and I talk about like just making room for God. And um there's a Bible plan I did that was basically like giving us a play by play of making room, which was like the best thing that happened to me um this past month. Actually I've done actually a bunch of Bible plans. Yeah, so I've done a bunch of Bible plans, and those have really, really helped. Just the way it's really helped my faith. And I think I'm going to do a video in December about like how my devotions have evolved since I started this channel to now, which has been about maybe 8 months. So I'm basically just going to be talking about the evolution of my faith and how I've managed to keep my faith. Honestly, I'm very, very surprised that I've managed to keep it this long. But I think when something becomes very, very important to you, then it's very easy to keep at it and to keep doing it. So anyway, I said I'm going to talk about escapism. So escapism, first of all, sorry, there's so much noise because I'm trying to move stuff around just to make space for myself. But anyway, so escapism is basically, and I have my book as usual. I don't want to ever act like all this stuff is in my head, honestly speaking. Like it could be, but I just choose not to. So, escapism is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment, engaging in fun and or sorry, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. That's what escapism is. So that's basically what the definition of escapism is. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, as I think I mentioned in the October recap, that November was going to be a busy month, but not too busy, but still busy, because I was having exams happening in November. And exams are very stressful. I think they're stressful for everybody. But for me in particular, I'm just on edge all the time when I have exams. Like I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't, like, it's actually the hardest thing, to be honest. Like I had weighed myself at the beginning of the month of November. It wasn't like a like intentional, let me weigh myself now and then I'm going to weigh myself after. But I weighed myself at the beginning of the month. And should I actually say my weight? Anyway, I weighed myself at the beginning and then I weighed myself at the end. And then I realized, not at the end, but like after 3 weeks, like during my exam time, it was, I think, the last week of exams that I weighed myself. And I realized that I dropped 4 kgs. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I, of course, was trying to lose weight. I don't know if I mentioned I had gained a bit of weight throughout this quarantine period. I guess when you're not doing anything, then you gain quite a bit of weight, and it's normal and it's fine. But I wanted to lose that weight because it's just, there's a way you feel, there's just a way your body feels. Like you can feel heavy, like you can't. There was a time I was actually feeling very, very heavy, like not because I didn't look physically like big, but I was feeling very heavy. Like when I wake up, like when I move, like when just stuff like that. I was feeling quite heavy, so I wanted to lose the weight. But then realizing I lost 4 kgs in like 3 weeks, or maybe it was 4 weeks, but like really realizing that I had lost 4 kgs was actually very crucial to me to be like, wait, just hold on, like what is like what's going on, right? Like how am I losing all that weight? I wasn't working out. Like I can't even tell that I worked out. Did not work out once in November. Actually, maybe like the day before then was the first time I had worked out since August. So I hadn't worked out. I wasn't particularly like on a diet. Like I wasn't being like I'm cutting carbs, I'm doing what, blah blah blah. And yet I lost the 4 kgs, and it's like but then when I thought back to it, I realized I wasn't eating. Like I would eat maybe one meal a day max. Like sometimes I would have a snack and move and just like move on with my life. Then the days maybe I would eat 2 meals. I don't think I ever ate actually 3 meals. Um, and those people that know me know I don't eat a lot of food. So like if you look at my plate, it's not usually full. So imagine me not eating a full plate and only eating like once a day. Literally, like that's not even nutritious. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very, that was very unhealthy of me. And I didn't realize it until like I weighed myself and I was like, oh my God, just eat a bit more. And I'm trying to, but I do not have that big of an appetite, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it's a struggle. Anyway, so escapism, and why I wanted to talk about it is because I realized now during this month that I was doing my exams, I tried my hardest to escape everything. Like because exams were so stressful for me, I decided not to deal with anything else. Like I wasn't dealing with anything. Even these exams I still wasn't dealing with. Like I remember, because I felt like I wasn't prepared for the exams, right? I just felt like I wasn't ready. And most of the time, like, are you ever ready for an exam? If we think about it, is anyone ever ready? Like, please let me know how you know that you're like 100% ready for an exam. Because me, I never knew that I'm ready for an exam. But I felt like I wasn't ready for the exam, and because I felt like I wasn't ready, I was very, very stressed. And when I get stressed, sometimes I just shut down, and I was like, I'm not even gonna study. Like I'm tired. So this month, November, I have watched Grey's Anatomy so like it's not even normal. Like I love Grey's Anatomy. Let me not like do not get me wrong. I love it. I really, really, really love it. But then I realized that I was watching it, like I went through, I think episode 3 to now I'm on, I mean, not episode, season 3 to maybe 5. And anyone that knows Grey's Anatomy knows that the seasons have like 23 episodes, 22 episodes, I think. And it's 40 minutes or 45 minutes an episode. So for me to get through an entire season while I'm doing my exams doesn't even make any sense. Like, at what point, like, when do I have the time to do this? You get what I'm saying? Like, at what point do I have the time? But I guess it's also because my exams used to start in the afternoon. So I had exams from 1:30 to 3:30, which meant that I could sleep in and then wake up like a bit later and stuff like that. And the one thing that I managed to do, I tried to do consistently, was doing my devotions. And at that time, I think I used to do them in the evening, like before I went to sleep. So it was actually such a nice thing for me to put them in the evening, because I was tired, but then I was still like, I need to get through this so that my night can be good, and then I can wake up in the morning and I have just a bit of energy. So I used Grey's Anatomy as a form of escapism, is what I noticed now that I'm looking back. Like, it was such a big form of it. And not to say it's a bad thing, I think sometimes we need to run away from life. Sometimes life is so freaking heavy that we're just like, no, this is not working. So I need to go into my happy place. And Grey's Anatomy is my happy place now. And the thing that I wanted to say about escapism is it can be good, but it can also be bad, because I think, reflecting on my exam time, I'm just like, I could have done so many things better. I could have, like, right now, I'm so glad I'm done with the exams because I'm not stressed anymore. But then I don't know what to expect from the results because I wasn't as ready as I wanted to be. I don't feel like I did the best, just because, like, there's just so many things that went into it. But it makes me so sad to think that I may fail these exams, and it's just annoying. It's just freaking annoying because I was stressed the entire month just to fail. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel like I'm gonna fail. Like, it was hard. And so when I basically finished my exams, because I was doing exams for 3 weeks, then after the 3 weeks, I just shut down. Like, this week, I was like, I'm not doing anything else. Like, I'm not working. I'm not doing extra stuff. I'm not, like, I think from Saturday, I just chilled. I chilled Saturday. We had like an event in church, so I did that on Sunday and then rested most of Sunday. Monday, didn't do nothing. Tuesday, didn't do nothing. Wednesday, I had a meeting, which was nice. I think that gave me just a bit of energy, but I still decided to just be in this place where I needed to rest. I think that's what it was. It was just more of like resting, because like that the whole exam time was so stressful. And the thing with doing exams, especially when you're going to school physically, is, first of all, I'm thinking about getting the coronavirus. I don't live far from home. From school, sorry. I don't live far from school. I live maybe like 5 minutes away. Honestly, it's a walk, like 5 minutes walk. No, maybe 15, whatever, depending. 5 to 10 minutes away. Fine. But then, everyone else is coming from everywhere else, and God knows what means of transport they're using, where they're going. Like, it's just all those things that come into play, and you're just like, this thing is still a factor, right? And it messes with your brain so much because, like, we've been in the house for so long that going outside is an anomaly, and we also don't trust anyone because you're just like, I'm not. And this second wave, I think I know more people that have tested positive this time rather than any other time before. So it's just one of those things that's very, very scary. And I think when you feel like someone is not taking care of you, or someone that you had trusted so much is not putting your best interest at heart and stuff like that, and you're just like, this is my health we're talking about. Am I going to die for a degree? Like, it's just one of those things you think about and you're like, honestly, I just want to graduate at this point. Like, I realized that I got to a place where I just shut down, and I was like, I'm not thinking, like, I'm not, because I talked about how October there was a lot of things that were making me upset, and I just said I'm not thinking about that. Like I'm not gonna be upset anymore. I choose not to be upset because if I feed into the anger, I'm gonna be angry for a very long time. Like I could possibly still be angry until today if I feed into that anger. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always going to be a reason to feel that anger and to blame someone else for stuff and just to do stuff like that. But that's the thing with November. It was a very good month for me to have epiphanies, I like that word. But I've had a couple of epiphanies, like I've just like aha moments, just like learning myself, getting to know who I am, just being the kind of person who, like, I think this one week that I wasn't, you know what I realized? People say that when they're stressed, then they find that they're more creative, but I realize I'm less creative when I'm stressed. Like, if I'm in a situation that is high stress, I'm really, like, I can do the bare minimum, to be honest. Like, I can do the minimum that is required, but I will not go above and beyond in that moment just because, like, it's too much. Like, it's just too much. And that's why sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, I'm not in this situation. Like, just look at it from like an outsider looking in, like, this is a girl in this problem. And I think in the moment it was so difficult, but now that I look back, I'm like, of course I could have dealt with that so much better. But I mean, we're here, like lessons for later on in my life, I guess. So I had a few epiphanies in this month, and one of them is talking about faith. And I just Googled the meaning of faith, and the definition is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. The second one is strong belief in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual conviction rather than proof. Yeah, so that's basically what faith is. And the reason why I want to talk about faith is because I recently got to a place where I was wondering why some things were not happening. I told you I started a prayer condition, and in those moments, I feel very, very close to God when I start prayer conditions. When I do conditions, especially prayers, like I feel like I don't know whether fasting just doesn't work for me or I don't do it properly. I don't know, but like when I do prayer conditions, I feel like that's the point where like I feel God speaking to me and just telling me things so much better and so much clearly. So I basically started a prayer condition, and I remember one day feeling very, not disoriented, but just very like I haven't done stuff, like feeling very low and feeling very useless almost. And I remember thinking like, where do I want my life to go at this moment? Like what are my prospects? Like what am I where do I want to work? What do I want to do? And it's like I don't have to have all that stuff figured out. I know that for sure. I don't have to have all that stuff figured out, but I know that I need to have a direction as to where I'm going, right? So I can't just keep on cruising through life because I realized that for very long I just cruise through life. Like I'm just like, okay, we're going to this university, cool. We're doing this course, okay, cool, let's do it. What are we learning? Oh, okay, fine, let's learn it. What am I interested in? Oh, I don't know. Okay, fine, let's learn everything. Okay, am I, so it's like one of those things where I realized that, and I was having a conversation with my friend, and I remember telling her, like, I don't plan because I feel like in the past, there's so many things I wanted to happen that did not happen in the past, in the present. Like, there's just so many things I wanted to happen that did not happen, that do not happen, that are not happening, that I just went to a place where I was like, and I always attributed it to having faith in God, right? So I always said, God is going to guide me in that direction. I don't really know where I want to be, but God is going to guide me. And that is such a good, um, it's such a good thing to say, and it's such a good thing, a good place to be. But it's a good place to be when you truly believe it. And I think I truly believed it, but I remember having a conversation with another friend, and I was asking, I was like, what do you tell God this is what you want to do? And then be like, God, please just help me and blah, blah, blah. Or do I just sit back and watch where God takes me? And I think that sitting back and watching where God takes me felt very like I was just sitting there, like I was just there. And it's like, what are you working towards? Like, what is it that you want to do with your life? Like, where is your life going? And I was asking myself those questions so many times. And I got to a place where I was doing a Bible plan, and there was a day when we're talking about having faith in God and trusting in God and praying over our fears. And I realized that a very big fear of mine is disappointment. Disappointment is a very big fear, like me being disappointed in myself or in anything. That is such a huge fear for me, and it has shaped a lot how I do stuff, I think. And because I felt like I was so disappointed so many times, I just felt like I don't want to dream. I don't want to have expectations. I don't want to do anything. Like I just want to sit there and wait because I don't know what's going to happen. Like I could do all these plans and it still will backfire on me. And it happens all the time. Like we make all these plans and we think this is the way life is going to go, and it doesn't go like that. And you're just like, okay, then, like, you know, okay, so what happens? Anyway, the reason why I talked about this is because I realized that all those things, all those doubts I was having is because I wasn't truly submitting to God the way I was supposed to, and I wasn't fully having faith the way I was supposed to have faith. And that's the thing with faith, like it's unconditional and something, and it doesn't have to have proof for you to have faith. That's the thing. Faith is believing in something without proof. And that's something that I say that I want to do and I say that I do, but then I think when it comes down to it, sometimes I'm very low on that, and that's something that I'm praying about, but it's something that I have also just now figured out. And since I reached that like aha moment, and since I got to that place, I remember thinking, okay, God, we need to have a conversation. And I wrote this down in my journal. I was like, I said something like, we need to talk. Like, I just need to know, like, how am I supposed to go about my life? Like, am I supposed to dream, blah, blah. And after having the conversation with my friend, I basically went back to journaling and I was like, okay, God, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to let you know why, like, what I'm most passionate about. The thing is, I'm also very interested in a lot of different things. And so I didn't know where to, like, narrow down or narrow. I don't know, man. I didn't know where to go because I'm so interested in so many different things. And I think in my head, I wanted it all to become one thing, like thinking that all these things that are in my brain and all these ideas I have to be in this one way. And I realized that there's so many things in my life right now that are enabling me to do the stuff that I'm interested in, right? And so it was a very huge moment of just like looking inward and looking into myself and being like, am I not being appreciative enough of the fact that God has given me all these opportunities to do what I need to do, and I'm still not doing what I need to do, and I'm still feeling very low on myself. Anyway, all that to say that having faith is something that is very easy to say. It's such an easy thing to just be like, I have faith in God and that's it. But then but actually having it and putting it into practice, I think is the harder part. And when you lock that down, I think for me at this point, I'm just more like getting to a place where I have figured out so many things that I want to do, and that has been great for me, to be honest. I think it's been really, really good. And it's a nice time because I'm on holiday in December. So it's a very nice time for me to just like dive into all those things and to figure out how all this is supposed to like just form and be something, I feel like. Just because it's very easy to just cruise through life and move on and just be like, I don't know where I want to go. And I think for so long I was watching. But you know what? Do you know what I think? I think when the people you surround yourself with are very, very important to the kind of person that you become and to which direction your life is moving, I think. And essentially, I think for me, I was just, I don't know. I don't know what was happening to me, honestly speaking, but I think it's a very nice place that I am at right now. I feel like the place where I have figured out what I want to do. I've figured out a bit how I'm gonna do it. I'm also just thinking about who can help me in this and what's going on and what's happening and stuff like that. And I think because of that, I'm so grateful for November. I think November has been such a beautiful month for me, just because with all that stress that was happening in the beginning, it's ended so perfectly for me. I feel like this was the best way for November to end for me. Like I don't think it could be better. You know, like I do not think anything could have happened differently. I don't, I mean, I wish I wasn't as stressed about the exams, but then I think more than that, just learning that about faith and learning about where my faith was at and learning about all these different things that I needed um, was something that was necessary. Me even taking this very, very much needed break was so necessary. Like, I literally have just been watching series from the beginning of the day till the end, watching series or reading a book. Also, Taylor Swift came out with a new documentary, so I've watched that and I genuinely want to watch it again. I think it was so beautiful, and it was such a necessary thing for me. And it's like I didn't think about how necessary it was until I did it, and now I'm almost on the other side, and I'm like, this break that I took, and I was feeling so guilty about it because I was like, oh my god, I'm keeping so many people waiting and blah blah blah. But I realized even though I got to work at that time, I would not be productive. I would not do anything that was helpful. I would be tired. I would be tired for the whole of December as well. Like, there's no perfect time to do anything. That's something else that I just want to put out there. There's no perfect time to take a break. There's no perfect time to work. There's no perfect time to, like, there's just no perfect time. Like, you just have to, like, you make the decision and you go with it. It's literally like commit to that decision. I was watching something just now, and the woman was talking about, and it's like matching stories, and this woman was talking about how she got matched and blessed, and she talks about how they didn't ever get to the place where they were like, are you right for me? It was just like, are you interested in a family? Are you committed to it? Then yeah, let's do it. And it's like that commitment is something that's so important, and it's something that I'm learning. Like, I need to be committed to stuff. And I think this has been such a great, it's just been a good growing period, I feel like, for me. Just learning that commitment to everything, not just to faith. Like, committing to faith is something that's so important, but committing to other parts of your life as well makes so much sense, because we're still in this physical world where, like, you need to get a job, you need to have money, you need to have ambition, you need to have desires, you need to have all that stuff for you to be able to just, like, get on with life. And just because you have these desires doesn't mean it's going to work out the way you want it to work out, if I'm being honest. Like, the assumption that just because I dream that this is what I want to do, or this is where I want to work, or blah blah blah, doesn't necessarily mean that that's where I'm going to end up. But I can make steps in that direction, and I can do everything that I need to do or want to do to get to that place. And the process is definitely going to be worth it. I genuinely believe that the process is worth it, and it's something that we need to appreciate. So yeah, that has just been a bit of a rant about, not a rant, I don't know why I like saying rant, but it's just been a bit of like a November recap, how November has been, what I have been thinking about, where my head is at, and just how I'm going into December, which is really, really great. Honestly, I'm excited for December. I have great December content coming up. I'm also thinking about how I'm gonna do, like, how December people do vlogmas and stuff like that, but I don't do vlogs, so I don't know. So I'm just thinking I will definitely keep to the schedule of like Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I'm thinking maybe I'll throw in extra videos during weeks leading up to December, to Christmas Day, December 25th. And so it'll probably be a lot of content coming out from me. So if you're interested, please subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like it. And yeah, I can't remember what else I usually say, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to be notified every single time I post a video, please click on the bell, and I will see you next time. Bye.